could you be onto something in the new age of so-called iParenting? ABC's Akiko Fujita is here with this story. I like what she's doing, this mom.
Yeah, well, this is a story that a lot of teens can relate to. Parents with a very long list of rules. A teenager had been begging his mom for an iPhone all year without much success, so he was pleasantly surprised to find one all wrapped up on Christmas Day. That is until he found the very personal, very detailed contract that came with it, not from the phone company. No, this one was written by his mom.
Number 1, it is my phone, I bought it, I paid for it.
No porn.
I will always know the password.
It's not exactly the Christmas list you'd expect as a 13-year-old.
Hand the phone in to one of your parents promptly at 7:30 p.m.
An 18-point contract littered with do's and don'ts.
Don't take a zillion pictures and videos.
Greg Hoffman's ticket to a brand new iPhone.
Oh my God, my first reaction was, why? Why did she really have to do this?
What I wanted to do and show him how you could be a responsible user of technology without abusing it, without becoming addicted.
Janell Hoffmann's message has struck a chord with parents worried about the increasing use of smartphones.
It's Christmas, and this Christmas, my husband and I, we decide we're going to get our 13-year-old son his very own iPhone. It's with careful consideration that we come to this decision. We think about his grades and his social life. We think about his relationship to the other technology in his life, and we think about his contribution to our family. We also think about the fact that a third line will actually lower our bill, and that plays into it too. So we go for it. We wrap Greg's cell phone in a giant, oversized appliance box so that he'll never suspect a thing. And on Christmas morning, Greg and his 4 siblings come barreling down the stairs, and they dig into gifts of sports equipment and art supplies. And Greg, when he comes to the gift, he digs it out of the corner of the box and he holds it up. It worked. We surprised him. I see his boyhood smile shine through. He holds it in my direction. Hey, Mom, it's real. As if I would have been cruel enough to give him a fake iPhone on Christmas morning. He's happy. See, this is the gift he's been wanting, the gift that will connect him with lightning speed to his peers and to the rest of the world. We hug and celebrate. This isn't a moment of giving in. This is a moment of trust. It feels powerful. I feel compelled to take this moment that will define and lie the foundation for so many other things in the days to come together. So that night, I write an 18-point contract outlining exactly how I want Greg to use his new device. The next day, we sit down together and we read through it. It starts, "Dear Gregory, Merry Christmas. You are the proud new owner of an iPhone. Hot damn. You are a good and responsible 13-year-old boy, and you deserve this gift. By accepting this present, you understand to follow the rules and regulations listed here. Failure to do so will result in the termination of your iPhone ownership. I love you madly and look forward to sharing several million text messages with you in the days to come." The contract points, they touch on things like respect. Turn it off, put it away, silence it in public. You are not a rude person. Do not allow your phone to change that. It discusses ideas like responsibility. Do not send or receive pictures of your private parts or anyone else's private parts, because it is never a good idea. It touches on less measurable but more meaningful ideas like keep your eyes up, see the world happening around you, wonder without Googling, which is not as easy as it looks because I tried on the plane without Wi-Fi, and I had to wonder what mountain ranges we were on, and it was exhausting. I wanted to Google it so bad. So what I'm asking him to do here is quite great, even though it sounds lovely. And I close it by saying, I hope you know that the rules in this contract don't just apply to your iPhone, but to life. And I'm proud of the contract. I feel pleased with the way it came out. It's a reflection of my relationship with my son, but also a reflection of my parenting style and our family. So I share it. And friends and extended family, they fall in love with it. They start putting it to use. They're grateful. Janell, this is great. You need to share this. You need to take it public. I hesitate. It feels so personal. It's just between my son and I. But I decide to share it in places where I write online, my own website and the online newspaper giant where I'm a blogger. Shockingly and unexpectedly, overnight, the contract goes viral. And the very next day, America's leading morning news program is in my kitchen featuring it. From there, reporters track me down at a Boston hotel on New Year's Eve where my sister is about to be married and conduct interviews from the lobby. It is viewed and shared countless times, translated into 12 languages. My inbox floods with media requests, and in the weeks that follow, I'm doing 10 and 12 interviews a day. It's a wild time. And from there, the media wants follow-up requests as the weeks turn to months. Have you created the modern-day recipe for tech success? And so one day I pull Greg from school and we're between a photo shoot and an interview, and he slouches on a table and he looks at me and says, "Hey, Mom, no offense, but what's the big deal? Doesn't everybody do this?" "I guess not," I respond. And I decide that it's time to send Greg back to use his iPhone in its original purpose. And I continue to explore the professional platform that I've been invited to, seemingly overnight. My inbox continues to flood with people wanting to continue the dialogue. Parents and grandparents, educators, law enforcement, counselors, people that live and work with youth all the time. And this is exciting. I'm excited about all this praise, funny, brilliant, modern, genius, and never did I imagine that when this contract was created, when I wrote it, that I would have to defend it because I was bombarded with criticism. "You're a nightmare, controlling, bossy, you're the worst." And I will only accept responsibility for bossy because I think they're just appreciating my leadership style. Yeah, you can clap for that because that is awesome. But there's this one question that keeps coming back to me. And I feel the need to answer it before I can start helping other families and helping other communities. Because certainly I had been writing and speaking, and my hands were dirty with a decade's worth of community work, but now the platform was so much bigger. So I had to come back to this question. Janell, how did you know how to do this? How did you know to write a contract or set boundaries? How did you know what rules to put in there? How did I know? I know the contract only took me 15 or 20 minutes to write. But the truth is, the contract took me 13 years to create. It's rooted in my principles and philosophies from the very beginning. And how can I be certain of that? How can I be certain that I can trace this modern-day agreement back to our very start? Well, when I became a mother, I was paying attention. Motherhood came to me early and unexpected as I was enjoying the bridge that is the bliss between adolescent and adult as a college sophomore. And now I define that time as when my life was turned upside down and right side up all at once. And it would be so easy for me to stand here and tell you all of the things that that young mother and that young family lacked. I still had to complete my education. My husband and I, we worked hourly wage jobs that chipped away at our personal passions. We shared an old, unreliable car. We lived in an apartment in an area where there was frequent crime, and it wasn't always easy to go outside. I didn't know how to clean a house. I don't even think I owned a broom, and we only cooked things you could boil. But when I think of myself then, when I think of the young woman that I was and the young mother and the young family we were, well, there was no lack. See, we had everything. I would uncurl Gregory's newborn body across my bed and read to him book after book after book. I would sing and carry and narrate my every move. I showered with the curtain open so I never had to take my eyes off of him. And when he slept, I would match his heart against mine, and we would slip into all that was timeless. See, I now know that we were in survival in those early days. And when you're in survival, everything else, it slips away, and only the most important things remain. The ideas like respect, responsibility, wanting to live fully, the principles we still live by today. And I see traces of that young mother, her hopes and her dreams, that foundation she set. I see that in this contract. And it's grown and evolved with our family, because we were a young family of 3, and now we're a bursting at the seams family of 7. But we still live by those basic principles, rooted so deeply. And then there's this other piece. This other piece is community. We filled our village with extended family and educators and pediatricians and librarians and people that lived and worked in the community. They are my colleagues in raising my children. And they have walked with us, and I have gathered their wisdom along the way. So it's that internal wisdom and the external wisdom of others that helped me to create this contract. And sometimes I wonder if the conversation should end there. I have a working system around technology in my house, and because of all the media attention, I've been forced to know my motivations and to understand them. But then I read an article about a girl who has taken her own life because she was targeted online by her peers, or I see communities divided around the behavior of youth and technology. I watch as teens share sexually explicit pictures of each other, and I am impacted so greatly, it's as if it's happened to my own children. And I listen to as families that never make the headlines, they try to navigate the technology. And families aren't alone. We watch as government and business and school districts and organizations try to come up with codes of conduct and best practices too. We're all in this shift. So how can we be certain that we're using the technology for the powerful gift that it is? That we can embrace it. We can use it to empower us and not imprison us. It's by using it deliberately, mindfully, with purpose. Because certainly our contracts might look different. We might build from each other's contracts, but they're going to be based on our own needs, based on the needs of our families or our employees, our students. But the one thing I know for certain is that the technology will continue to change and grow and shift, just like our families will change and grow and shift too. And so will our world and our goals. But if we hold on to our truths, not our truths about technology, our truths about life, our truths about family, and we carry those with us, our teachings, based on our own sacred stories and our own sacred journeys, they are rooted. Those are the contracts that remain. Thank you. Thank you.